Yeah. We live, baby. I know they're made like really, really well. Dana's big one. You want this one?
No, I don't think it's gonna work. Hey, what size is this one?
No, fucking 3 ounce.
Yeah, this one's a large. This one I want an extra large.
Things, you're swimming in it, bro.
Just a little fella. I'm not sure if I can still fit in the water. It's huge on you.
So my thing, when we start doing a actual video vlog, when I do something bad, like
Dang, son.
Dang it, Ed.
That's nice.
Here we go. Oh my gosh, turn on the lighting, Dylan.
Oh, okay, I get it.
Bro, we got, okay.
You probably Bill's job.
You probably heard, we're swimming in some jerseys right here, okay? Mr. Tanner Halbert, we're going to be going over the ACL brand new rules a little bit later. That's why we got these on today. Although we do support the ACO, look, we're all about cornhole no matter where it is, man. So we'll talk a little bit about the ACL rules today. The new rules, which are crazy.
If you guys have never worn an ACL Pro jersey, they're more like a hockey jersey material. They're thicker.
They're very thick.
Well, they seem durable. Yeah. Very durable. So
yeah, my boy Tanner Halbert right here.
Yeah, I got the Jeremiah Ellis.
The King Slayer himself.
Right there for CBC.
Yep.
From Jeremiah Ellis.
Jealous,
yeah.
That's what we call him. Anyway, folks, welcome into the CBC Down and Back. Very happy to be here. Happy to see you guys. Not much going on. I know Punta Gorda's going on right now.
Yeah, we can take a look at those doubles teams and just see what's going on with it.
Yeah.
Who's in there?
Yeah, Kim's down there, right?
Yeah, Zach and Braden are headed down there from CBC.
Nice. Zach and Braden I didn't even know that.
Oh, yeah.
That's freaking awesome. Those guys are going to do awesome down there. I heard, is Ethan Walker going to be there?
Yeah, I mean, right now he's signed up with Sebastian Barger for doubles.
Wow.
I wonder, the only thing that I would think about with that is Ethan Walker going to be comfortable enough throwing ACO bags? Because I feel like Ethan Walker is a player, this is no hate, is a player that if he doesn't feel comfortable with the bags, it could demolish the entire tournament.
Good.
You know what I mean?
Dude,
but he's very good.
I've seen Ethan Walker play in the 941 club, the Hole Knots or Halo Knots or what I don't know what they call them. That's my hometown. I wanted to go out and see him last time I was down there for Thanksgiving. Just wasn't able to work out or anything like that, but I have seen him taking pictures there and stuff. Dude, I think Ethan Walker can play with almost any bag.
Yeah, I'm sure.
But they probably need to be, because I think he throws a little bit floppier, very, very slow.
Yeah, definitely. He throws a herringbone carpet from Cornhole scenario.
Yeah.
But it's like he's got that thing slowed down to like a 3 or 4 speed.
Yeah, he's freaking good. Dude, Sebastian and him going down there, that's an insane team.
Especially with how crazy good Sebastian's been lately.
Yeah.
Crazy good.
Yeah, insane team right there. Ethan Walker used to throw ACL. Okay, Aaron. All right. Yeah, I didn't know that. I had no idea. I thought he's been ACL forever. So
yeah, I have no idea either.
That's crazy. Okay, winner circle, folks. Let's get into this.
Get them ripping.
Hopefully Derek updated it. I don't know how many winners there are. Should be a bunch. Is that Storm?
Storm Hogue.
Storm Hogue throwing the Envies, taking the first place. Let's go, Storm. That's what I'm freaking
Storm.
talking about. Congrats, big dog. Storm, I believe, may be playing ACO next year.
Yeah, I think he...
or both.
Yeah, maybe. I think he's more going to be on the ACO side of things. We'll see. I mean, I've been talking to him a little bit, just because we're so close with Ian Stokel, and him and Ian played together, and so Ian's like, "Oh, talk to Storm. Storm talk to Dylan." You know, kind of like got us intermingling. But yeah, he doesn't really know what he's doing bag wise next year, how many tournaments he's going to go to and stuff. But he's interested in play some ACO next year. He's liking what he's throwing right now, and that's just Ian's bags. You know, so. I like Storm, man. I can't wait to see what he does in the ACL.
Yeah, Storm's a beast. I've seen him on numerous live streams for the ACL and stuff like that. He's solid. I mean, absolutely solid all-around player. So.
Yeah, and he's playing a lot. I mean, some people think these guys aren't playing a lot. I mean, I see him winning with Ian at least once a week, sometimes more than that.
That's what you got to do to be on top, man. That's why I'm on top right now. You know what I mean? Hey, did you get that thumbnail in? Ed's going to be pissed if you didn't.
No, I didn't. I'll get it.
Ed, after the stream is over, look for the thumbnail update, brother. Okay? I got a new thumbnail. I made it, not Derek. Okay? You're going to like it.
One. Yeah.
You're going to like it.
Hoppy and Mr. Shane Gobin right here, Bill. Getting it done with the Ronins.
Let's go, Hoppy. That's what I'm talking about. And Shane, man. That's freaking awesome. Studs. Congrats, guys.
Hoppy again with partner. I don't know who his partner is. Looks like a younger version of Mark Smothers.
I've seen him before. I don't know who he is, but I've seen him before. Dude, Hoppy's killing it lately. Mm-hmm. Let's go, Hoppy. Another first place. Congrats, big dog.
That's what happens when you start throwing CBC.
Hoppy, we got a package that is lost, dude. We need you to do some research.
We need you on the ground, Hoppy. We need you walking in this Clarksville post office and telling them what's up.
Yeah, I need an update by tomorrow morning, 6 a.m.
I got JBJ on it.
All right. That's what I'm talking about.
Seth getting it done right here. Seth Furlong, dude.
Yep. Both Furlongs. Last time I saw him was at Worlds, I think. I haven't seen them in forever.
Oh, I saw him up at Henderson not too long ago.
Yeah, I haven't seen those guys in forever. Awesome. Those are OG Phoenixes, too. Well, I mean, I guess we can consider those OGs now.
Yeah, they're pretty old.
We haven't made a set of that graphic in a long time. Congrats.
Nice graphic, though. Good job, Seth. Let's go. Champ, son. Champion last night.
Look.
Connors, 22-foot boards, and I threw fire.
Look. Dylan threw very well. He threw good. He threw very good.
The first game we played against Bill, I think I missed 4 bags total.
It was
like
annoying.
24 or 28 bags.
Boards are about 24 feet apart.
Yeah, somewhere.
I'd say 24 feet apart of this place.
Not consistent.
It is the most fun. It really brings you back to the backyard when you play at O'Connor's. Because the board's 24 feet. The tops of the boards are about this thick. There is one board that no matter what, when you land, it bounces 2 feet in the air. The rest of them are pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good. But that one's terrible. It is a good time. I think we had
16 teams, 32 players.
32 players last night. A free tournament to show up to. Plus you get paid. What did you win for first?
We split $100. So free entry.
Oh, free entry, split $100. That pays for the bar tab. Good to go. Well, for you, you just pocket it all.
Well, yeah, I mean, I had some food because trying to support the business that we go play at over there at O'Connor's. We have my partner, Bobby. He threw great, too. He was putting level 1 blockers on Bill and getting it done. Yeah, folks, I was in the white beater out there. The white beater is a big deal nowadays, Bill. I'm just letting you know.
When you're playing backyard, I think it's kind of appropriate to be.
Yeah, I wanted to wear one on the podcast today, folks, but I'm like, white beater's not podcast appropriate.
No.
Because if you pop in and you're a new guest and you're just like, what is this guy doing?
Yeah.
If you know me, you get it. If you don't know me, it's like, I'm out of here, dude. I can't handle that. Yeah, you don't just pop into a podcast if people are in white beater. You don't stick around for that. You know?
I'm kind of sad that you won that. So the game before I played Dylan.
Sad.
The game before I played Dylan at the end there, I threw I threw 12 in a row, and then the next down and back was 16 in a row after that. Then I played Dylan, his buddy. Level 1 block's beautiful, and I'm too greedy to push through the block. I am too greedy for it, so I try to roll and cut everything, especially in the backyard scene like that when the boards are bouncy, because it's so much easier to do it, and I failed.
Here's the thing, folks, is the first game we played against Bill and his partner, me and Bill threw on the same side, against each other. I threw fantastic.
Let's talk about this.
Pretty good.
Let's talk about this real quick.
We come into the championship, Bill avoids me like COVID-19.
This is Dylan's deal. Okay, listen. This is Dylan's deal. He is better outside arm. All right? He sat at the board. He ran to the board when he knew it was us. Ran to it and sat outside arm. And then when I was going to go on the other side, because I'm better outside arm also, he said, what, are you going to run away from me? So I came over there. I threw inside arm while he threw outside, and he threw phenomenal as he does with the outside arm. And I threw inside arm. which is not my best. That's what happened, folks. That's what happened.
I'm just saying, Bill ran away. It didn't work. You should have heard him too, folks. I heard him talking to his partner, and he said, "Hey, just put blockers down. He's gonna shoot the airmails. He's gonna."
He hit every airmail. He hit every single
First round. No, second round. Second round, folks. I put down a level 1 block. His partner gets a perfect reblock on it. I rip airmail. His partner misses. I rip another airmail. His partner misses. I hit my one level 1 blocker in, stay on, kick his bag off, got 6 points. And right then, Bill knew it was over.
It was over right there. Okay, we're done with that. Zachary Rush, where you been at, dude?
Dude, he's coming
you
back.
You got the number 1. You got the CBC hat on. You're looking freaking clean, dude. Where the bags at?
They're in his hand that Derek cut off. They're in there.
Derek.
Zach, you got to hold those things up.
Derek, we're going to talk about this later.
Both of you guys are in trouble, Derek and Zach.
Yep. Zach, glad to see you back, big dog. I can't wait to see what you do next year. I hope you're freaking practicing out there because I'm going to smoke you.
Lynn, don't disclose that information.
Yeah, I remember the pink crop top. I think we can fish a picture out of it. Look at this number. Oh, wait. This was knockout.
Oh,
this was
knockout.
Yeah, Coleman snuck his way on here. Let's go, John Coleman. I'm not mad at you, dude. I'm not mad at you. You stuck your way on here. You got the freaking best bags in your hand, and you got a freaking phenomenal jersey on. Let's go, big dog.
We should have cropped out Martina.
Yeah, we should.
But I think Derek probably thought this was a team.
Oh, yeah, he probably did. Yeah, probably did. That's okay, though. That's okay. Derek, not your fault on this one.
First appearance on the podcast, Martina. Good for you.
Be nice to Derek is what Lynn says. Lynn, we're always nice to Derek.
He needs some mojo.
All right. Congrats. Shannon,
come on.
Never misses a week. Always freaking killing it. Let's go, Shannon. Always looking great in the CBC regalia.
Yeah, she's a stud.
Did you like that word?
Yeah, I don't actually like that word. Is it Italian?
I have no idea.
It has to be, right?
I don't know.
Regalia? How do you spell that? Is there 2 L's?
Regalia.
You think so?
Yeah, I don't know.
Looking it up.
All right. Anyway, congrats. I don't know who your partner is. Do you know the partner here?
No.
Don't know the partner. Let us know, though. We'd like to give him some credit. Congrats on the first place.
I don't think you used it correctly, Bill.
What does it say?
Emblems or insignia of royalty, especially the crown, scepter, and other ornaments.
Are you saying that the CBC
used at a coronation? I don't even know. What is a coronation?
A coronation is when they get a new king, I believe.
The ceremony of crowning a sovereign or sovereign
consort.
What's a consort? I'm in a rabbit hole of words I don't know. A consort, a wife, husband, or companion, in particular the spouse of a reigning monarch.
Are you saying that our insignia or emblem on our T-shirt is not for royalty? Is that what you're trying to say?
Insignia, especially the crown, scepter, and other ornaments.
Justin, I said medium fade, dude. They messed it up. I haven't pointed it out.
I
don't want to point it out. Luckily, you can't see each strand in here because they messed it up. I'm not happy.
It looks clean, guys. It's fine.
Well, when you look at one side only, it looks clean. If you look at the other side, then you're like, oh, why is all this long hair here?
Yeah, because you got that stuff that kind of...
Bro, I'm not happy about it. Not happy.
You can flip it out like Lane Cruz or Riley Brewster.
I said take a ½ inch off the top. They took a ½ inch off just the middle and left the sides. Dude, it is what it is. I was in the Army, though. I get bad haircuts all the time.
We need to start using this term coronation when we talk about the king of Cornhole.
Yes, and the ceremony is the coronation. There is, yes. 100%.
Very nice.
Aaron Lambert.
We need a CBC crown. That's all I got from this.
Do you see this?
A lot of regalia right here.
Regalia. That's what I'm talking about.
This could have been a coronation.
Holding the envies up. How do you two draw each other? That's what
I love that. Local blind draw. Yeah. Tanya and Aaron Lambert
both
draw
the
each
Lamberts
other in the t-shirts, with the hat, with the bags. That's what I'm talking about, folks.
Guys are looking great out there. Love it. Love it. Oops. Whoa.
Click too quick. Austin Bickford getting it done with the Roan Dogs.
I feel like this is a really good team, dude. Mike B and Austin Bickford.
Well, we played them at a BYOP. We put it on their heads. But, folks, it's us.
Who's the photo bomber? That's what I want to know.
I don't know that cat.
Yep. Hey, congrats, guys. Congrats. That's what I'm talking about. Hopefully you guys are down in New Johnsonville tonight playing at Three Rivers.
The Lees.
The Lees.
Choa and Sin Lee getting it done. I like this wood they got. The pink wood.
Yep.
Looks good.
Looks real good.
Real good.
Must have been a benefit tournament or
Yeah,
something
he told
like
me
that.
they were throwing the bags. I think they're probably carbons, but Derek put Phoenixes. But they throw all sorts of stuff, and they just got some MVs on the way.
Justin says, just go bald like me. Justin, on Saturday, I was at O'Connor's throwing some bags, playing with Mr. Dave McDade, Kyle, and this guy named Chris. All three of them are bald. I walked out and they said, hey, Bill, how does it feel to have more hair than all three of us combined?
I had a bald face.
I got good
I went
genes.
for it for a little while.
I got good genes, you know?
You do have good hair.
Thank you. Appreciate that. It's our first compliment.
There he is. That away, Bill.
Second
place.
Yeah, second place. It was Jordan's fault, to be honest.
I was in that guy's head, folks. I can't even explain to you how much I was in Jordan's head.
You're supposed to congratulate us and not talk down to us for taking a second place right now.
I freaking smoked him, son. Good job on second. Nothing wrong with silver.
He took both the shirts, all the koozies. I only got part of the cash, man. That's what it is.
You guys played good.
It was fun.
And if I wasn't there, you guys win.
Oh, 100%. 100%. There ain't no
It's
doubt.
a really good team for O'Connor's, folks. You guys don't understand when we go there. There's us, and then there's two other people that play competitively that are sometimes there.
I'd
And
say
then-
a small gap between
then-
us and them.
Yes, we're still above them.
And
If
then a
Bill's like the
massive
king, and then I show up, and they know that like we're back and forth. It's me or Bill. And then there's like a gap between us and like the other, like Kyle and Martin and maybe Dimitri, right? Something like that. Mike Lavelle if he shows up.
Yeah, Mike Love's trash.
And then there's a huge gap of PPR where it goes from about a 6 or 7 average to about a 2 to 3 average. And that's 77% of the people they're playing.
And it's a blind draw. So if you get
Yeah.
one of the 2 to 3 averages and you win it, man, yeah, it
Better
hits home.
strap up with the backpack.
It hits home, dude. It's fun. It is a good time.
Mm-hmm.
It really is.
Yeah.
Michael Ashton taking. Oh my
Harry
gosh!
Potter.
Look at those bags.
Krakens. Look at that jersey. Michael Ashton's rocking stuff from 2023 right here.
Congrats, Ashton. That's what I'm talking about. Winning at the Warrior Zone, I believe, is what that was.
On post.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, dude. Awesome, brother.
Bryce and Dave right there. Speak of the devil, Dave.
Yep. They took second place. I took third place at this freaking tournament.
You're probably in here.
Me and Don Downs. What
I like
do you
that.
mean? What am I saying, Ed? I'm saying that I don't know. Oh yeah, you and me, Ed. We won the freaking tournament.
And you're in the bottom, 77%.
Ed, it felt really great that night. I just want to let you know.
Yeah, and that
I'm
was the
joking,
time
Ed, you
Molly
did
was
great.
there, and Molly would be in the top 23% out of the
Yeah.
people we're talking about.
Dude, Molly gets smoked out there by me. No big deal.
She smoked me. She was throwing gas, son.
Let's go. Bryce and Dave looking good. Jersey, shirt, bags. You guys got it all going on, man.
Appreciate
I love
y'all.
it. I love it. Appreciate you guys.
Bickford and John Clay here.
Dude, at Three Rivers, taking second place, looking great, dude. I love these guys, man. These guys
CBC
freaking
hat,
awesome.
shirt, bags, boards. I love it.
Congrats, guys. That's what I'm talking about.
I don't know who this is, Bill, but I found this picture. I might have already done this one before.
I think we did do this one. Yeah, because this fellow right here, I know I've seen these people before. I think I have anyway. Anyway, guys, I don't know their names, though. I'm bad with
Congrats.
names, but congrats. That's what I'm
Rich
talking
Jones, if you send us jerseys, we'll wear them.
You, Dudley, Master Saw. Yeah, 100%. 100%.
We'll represent
man.
whatever you got. I don't know who this. Oh, this is Philip Swanson, Bill.
Is it really?
Yeah, and you should have seen his PPR. It was above 10, and he was throwing gas with the Preds.
Let's go,
I
Swanson.
think he had
That's what
thrown
I'm
it on there,
talking
but
about.
those are custom Preds. I'm pretty sure for Philip. Philip's the
Yeah,
man.
he's got
That's
run yeah.
Oregon, California area. I think Philip's in Oregon for some reason. I'm blanking on that right now.
That's what I'm
But
talking
yeah, I had a
about.
good conversation with Philip the other day. He's a good dude.
Yeah, congrats,
Good, dude.
big dog. That's what I'm freaking talking about. Taking a second place. We're on the thirds now. What?
Birthday boy.
Okay, birthday.
This guy, folks,
Bro,
with
I
the frosted
threw-
tips. You should have. When you played against, it was his birthday. He had drank a little bit of alcohol. Okay, and I'm telling you, I was throwing good against him, and he's like, "Hey, didn't I tell you it was my birthday?" And he was just so sad, and we smoked him 21-0.
I
And,
gave him the greatest birthday gift of all time for this third place game. This is why I got second place. Threw 12 in a row on this kid's head. The game was over after that. I didn't miss a bag. Like, it was a perfect game. Only 3 rounds on my side. So, Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Yo, birthday.
Rich, I'll message you with sizes, brother. I'll get with you.
Let me look here real quick.
Kurt Dog getting it done.
Yeah.
Third place.
These are still here.
Oh yeah, we're still rolling.
Yeah, let's
Gotta
go.
wait,
Curtis
with the surgeons, baby.
Love it.
There you are, Bill.
Man, I need to be holding this up, not this or this. But Don Downs carried the crap out of me that night. Don, you're throwing freaking great. I love how much you're playing, dude. You're killing it. I'll still beat you one-on-one, but
Good
you're
job,
throwing
Jets.
good.
John Clay and Austin again. Get out of here. You guys are on here.
Yeah,
enough,
you guys
son.
are here too much.
I do like
Hey,
the
congrats.
balloons. American flag balloons.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, it looks nice. Looks real nice. Okay, we're done.
What
We're done.
happens?
Yeah, we're done.
Yeah, that's last
these
week.
are all okay. All right, folks, we're done with the winner's circle.
Good night.
Yeah, that was a lot. Let's do events prior to the ACL rules. The ACL rules, folks, you're going to want to stick around for this. It is kind of crazy how they're changing things. I'm a little jealous, and I know you guys will be too once you read some of these. It's insane. Let's get to the events, though, yeah?
Send it.
Okay, we got 3 events we're promoting this week anyway.
Yes.
Right? Let's go with the first one here, which we're going to be promoting this for a little while because it's in August 9th of 2025. So this year, August, it's going to be in Clarksville. We ran this last year. It's the Bubba Jones Foundation.
Bubba Johnson.
Bubba Johnson. Jesus, I can't believe I said. I wear their shirt literally everywhere. I love their shirt, and then I just said Jones. Why did I say Jones?
You're thinking David Jones. He was there last year. We got a lot of Jones. Richard Phillip Jones is in the chat.
That
we
might
got
be
Jeremy
why.
Bruce Jones.
That might be why.
A lot of Nicole Jones. There's a lot of Joneses. Keeping up with the Joneses.
So our first time ever going to this tournament, we ran it last year. Dylan ran it pretty much. I just showed up as like moral support and to help set up the boards and stuff like that. Great freaking tournament. Great people out there. It's outside. It's in a parking lot at Rossview High School. Tons of fun. This is a great foundation that these guys have. Go ahead. You tell them about
the Deputy Bubba Johnson Memorial Tournament. I believe last year was the 10-year anniversary of them starting this foundation that raises money throughout the community for officers and just different things for law enforcement in the area. They do a bunch of auctions. They do a 5K run and then added the Cornhole tournament last year. We met these people. They bought boards, raffled them off, bags, raffled them off. They helped the Cornhole tournament. I mean, they were just incredible people. The 5K was cool to watch. I didn't get to run in it last year, but I do plan to run in it this year. So that's very exciting as well. But just all around good people doing good things for the community here in Clarksville and surrounding area. So we're just trying to support them. They reached out to us last year. We've been kind of in contact with them ever since.
Yeah, super happy about this one. I know Mr. Ricky Evans showed up last year. I think he was the one that drove the furthest, I believe, anyway.
Yeah, either him or David Jones, yeah.
Yeah, or David Jones. Yeah, one of those two. And, man, it's just a good time.
It was a blast.
Show up to this one. It really is a lot of fun. Anyway, so we'll be talking about this in the future also. Next one here, Mr. Ron, I believe.
No,
this is not Ron's. Why does it say Ron on it?
I don't know who put that there. I think you put that there.
I didn't type it in. Oh, that was for the last tournament we talked about.
Right. This is for Bradley Workman Memorial Benefit, and you guys saw we raised some money for Bradley's family. Just really unfortunate circumstance. Tragedy struck the Workman family, and Bradley, 8 years old, unfortunately lost his life. Luckily, thanks to the community, you guys raised nearly $1,000 for this family. We sent all of it to them. We're going to donate some custom bags. We're also donating a set of bags to this tournament through one of our bag reps. So if you guys are in the area, this is in Maysville, Kentucky. I believe very close to the Ohio border as well. This is not next weekend, but the weekend after that, July 12th. So mark your calendars. Says all the money collected will go to the Workman family to help cover the cost with a 70% payout. But it says 70% payout, 50-50 split the pot.
I don't know what that means. 70% and then 50-50. Maybe there's like a 50-50 raffle deal to split the pot. You know what I mean? Something like that. But a 70% payout at a benefit is actually kind of wild. Usually it's 50-50. That's very high for a payout. $40 entry fee for something like this. Is it a BYOP or a blind draw? Because I did not see that on there.
Set teams, which would make me assume that it's a bring your own partner.
Okay.
Right? That's what set teams means.
This is definitely a good one. If you are in the area, to go to support the Workman family anyway. Like Dylan said, we raised about, I believe it was right around $900, pretty close to
a little over $900
in about 2 hours doing a set of bags and stuff like that. So we did that because both family members are obviously out of work because of their loss. So
they also have 2 more children in the family. Just hardships that none of us can even. Well, most of us probably will never have to understand.
Should never have to. We'll
impossible to understand. Yeah, and so just prayers to that family, folks. Keep them in your thoughts. We're hoping that God protects them and gives them peace of mind. I mean, it's just a really tough time, and try to find the silver lining and stuff like this. But let's help this family as much as we can.
All right. What did Ed say here? Update. After taking this over with a couple people that have pull it. It's behind us. Yeah, that's my
fault. Just continue to read it.
Well, the mouse is in the way now. That I've ran way more benefits than I have. I've decided to make this 100% charity. I'm going to be having some trophy boards made for first, second, and third. That's awesome.
So cool. You're going to play for some wood, folks, and everything else goes to the family. And I like to see that.
So 100% charity is what they put on it, and I like that. I really.
And really, for a tournament like that, it's probably not going to matter because I know Bill and I win. Anybody supporting that family most likely donates the money back. So most even your 50-50 charities become 100% charity anyways. Just because that's the kind of people that are in the cornhole community. We come together to help each other, and it's awesome that they're going to put up some trophy boards because that at least gives people something to take home for it.
Yeah, it's very cool.
And but can donate the money back. Awesome.
Love it. Thanks, Ed, for pulling that up for us, man. Third tournament here, Mr. Ron Gingrich. This is the one. Go ahead.
Hold for back. I can't read it from here, Bill. You got this.
Concessions will be sold on site. That's what I see the first top left there. Cornhole for backpacks. This is a benefit coming up June 28th. It's not in New Johnsonville. It's actually at Linden Elementary.
Yeah, Linden, Tennessee.
So it's a little ways away from us, but we were talking about trying to make it out there, Ron. So I hope to see you out there. It just depends on the weekend that it falls on and what my wife, has me doing around the house and stuff like that for it.
He doesn't do anything around this house.
I do a lot around this house. It's for grades 1 through 8 for kids for school. That's what it is. So it's awesome. What is it? Is it BYOP or blind draw?
I think it's a blind draw, but I don't think it's specified.
Don't think. Okay, $20 entry fee at the door. Saturday, June 28th. This is going to be next weekend.
Oh, it's actually
it's 2 days. Weekend. Yeah. Oh my gosh, Ron. How am I supposed to make it now? Ron, you're killing me.
His wife hasn't been doing so much.
Okay, we might be going.
Okay, we'll see what happens.
All right. I like it though. Ron, great freaking flyer. It looks nice, dude. It looks nice. You're up in your skills. That's what I'm freaking talking about, Ron. Love it.
Cornhole for backpacks, folks. Check it out.
Folks, if you're around this area, please hit this one up. All right, here we go. Getting into the ACL rules.
ACL, yes.
I said ACL.
Is it strange that it is hard to know if people are saying ACO or ACL sometimes?
It is.
Like, don't you hear on a stream sometimes you think an ACL commentator said ACO or you think an ACO commentator said ACL and you just don't know?
No, there are times where CAG.
Well.
CAG,
yeah. CAG did it one time.
He hopped on there and he said ACL, and it was the ACO.
Yeah, you really have to say L.
You do. You have to enunciate a little bit better. That's why I always say American Cornhole Organization. I never say ACO. And it is a lot. And sometimes when you're a little saucy, it's tough to say.
That's why you just don't get saucy, folks.
Here we go. Which one are we going to?
Family Feud.
All right.
Bank.
All right. So the rules for ACL, the only reason we're wearing these jerseys, we wanted to go over the ACL rules. Dude, I'm a little jealous.
This is for the Pro Tour. This is pertaining to the Pro Tour mainly. Big changes compared to what everybody thought was going to happen, what people have been told were going to happen for roughly the entire season. And this is, we'll probably get into this, and I don't really want to roast the ACL on this because I think some of the stuff they're doing in here is really good for Cornhole and ACL players. But they change things a lot. And it's like, we're doing this. And then it's like, left turn, never mind, we're doing something else.
Yeah.
which like I said, sometimes that works out. But the problem with it is when you kind of set a path of inconsistency or not holding up to your word, I start to get worried about what I can trust and what I can't trust in the future.
Well, if they published it, it's got to be true.
Yes, I mean whatever's here is true, right? This is done deal, I would assume, right? This is on the website. They linked it. They posted it on Facebook.
Folks, tell me what you think about this. That first bullet point that they have, changes to the 2025-2026 ACL Pro Tour. The first bullet, payouts for signature events will be doubled from $50K to $100K per event. That's crazy.
Big jump.
That's a massive jump. I mean, massive jump. $100K per event. What do they have? They have 4 of those a year? Signatures?
6.
6 of them a year. That's $600K right there in payouts. And those events are double, single. They're everything, I believe.
Yeah,
correct?
yeah. Even women's doubles, seniors doubles, juniors doubles, all the stuff. All the stuff. So I don't know what this looks like, and I think that maybe there'll be a further breakdown in the future. Does everything just get doubled and you're only paying out the same amount of spots, or are you paying deeper into? Because that's kind of where which way is the money going? It's either getting pushed heavier into the same spots they're already paying out, or it's getting spread out deeper.
Number one, which way is it going? And then number two, where is it coming from? Right? Because just to double something randomly...
Well, players don't care where it's coming from.
I know the players don't care, but we care about that. We want to know because it may affect, I don't know, the membership costs or something. You know what I mean? Like, we have no idea where this is coming from yet. Let's keep going through the rules. Maybe we'll be able to find that out.
Okay. Right. So next bullet point, 4 of the 6 signatures will count towards pro points. Open points will count for open standings, not pro standings. So I don't know the difference in open standings and pro standings, and this is kind of where Bill and I aren't super versed on ACL jargon. But what this tells me is, why would I even go to an open? So, because the open payouts haven't raised. So they don't go towards my pro standings. So what am I showing up to?
So I think I know what it is. Okay. I think I do. Open, hence the name, is open to everybody to be able to play. You can walk up and play that, right? As long as you have that membership level. Pro standings are the standings amongst just the pros, and I believe it's saying that, hey, if a pro plays in an open with people that are non-pros, those points are not going to count to your pro standings. So they're going to have like 2 ladders, right? Okay. And, one ladder will be the pro ladder only, and then the other ladder will be just everybody together mishmash.
Right, which is kind of the third bullet point gives it to you here. Open standings will return. So apparently there were no open standings this last year. I do remember hearing something about that, with pros and amateurs playing together. So whereas last year at Opens, they had the pro and elite bracket where you had to be pro or elite to play in this open. Well, it wasn't open. You had to play against the pros.
Right.
They're now coming back on that. So they did that for 1 season, right? And now they're retracting what they did there and opening it back up to everybody can play with everybody, which I think is good.
I think that's great, too. I like that a lot.
I don't think you're going to see a ton of pros at these Opens because they just don't matter that much. And the payouts are going to be big at the signature events. So it's like, let me save my time off work. Let me save my money. Let me save this.
So the signature events should be mandatory. I believe at least some of them are mandatory. Some of them
4 of 6 count towards pro points, which means if you don't go to 4 at least, then you probably won't make pro for the next season, I would assume.
No, I don't think it's that you won't make pro. You may not have the guaranteed pro slot or something like that. It's something like that for it. But I'm sure some people are guaranteed pros for showing up and getting those points for it. But those points count to. So this is weird, and this is something that's I don't know. I don't know if I agree with, if I don't agree with. So 2 different ladders, right? You have a pro ladder where only pros play that shows the top pro in the world, right? We'll just say that. And then you have an open ladder which pros can also play, and all the pros you would assume still play that open ladder, plus a bunch of random people, up-and-comers, and things like that, right? Which one do you think is more accurate to show who is the best at cornhole?
Yeah, that's a good question, Bill. And
open ladder.
Yeah,
it's got to be the open ladder.
Right, but if if your pros aren't required to show up and they're not showing up, then, like let's say, who's number one in the world right now? Mark Richards or Jamie Graham? What on them, right? Let's say Jamie Graham. If Jamie Graham doesn't go to any Opens next year, does that mean that he's not the best? You know what I mean? I mean, I get what you're saying, where like it shows because you have to be tested against everybody, pros and amateurs.
Assume that on average, people like Jamie Graham probably go to every event or close to every event.
If you are playing at the level where you are getting paid to play and that's all you do, then yes, probably, right? But if you're not, if you're Jeremiah Ellis, right, who's still working, still has a family to support,
Yeah.
and we saw him go to less Opens this year, right, than he did the season prior, and I think that's a big reason is just because.
Well, yeah, he needed
the
to wait till
PTO,
January
right?
to get
Yeah.
the PTO, and it
Right.
had to do it.
And that's a real problem for probably 90% or more of the cornhole players in general, not just the ACL, but the ACO as well. You can't, that's why January and February are tough for our players, that live close to Tennessee, Kentucky, Indiana, and Georgia, because there's 3 majors within about 6 weeks of each other. And it's like, I don't know how I can get time off for all these in this short amount of time.
Yeah, it is rough. It is rough. And the 100K per event for the signatures, I'd like to see what it's going to be for the Opens also, or what the payout percentage is and stuff like that. If they do a percentage and pay based off, people that show up, it's probably pretty juicy to be able to go to and get some money for it. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
okay, what else? What else do they have? They said shootout format, round limited will no longer be part of the tour.
So no more round limited play.
I love it.
Gone. Yeah.
What about on ESPN?
So I think that, so anything pro, which is, I'm thinking of including pro singles, pro doubles, I don't know about women's, juniors, seniors, because there is a juniors pro tour, a women's pro tour. So I'm guessing for all that, but I did hear that I think teams and Super Hole, right, the celebrity matches, will still have round limited games.
Okay.
Which, whatever. I don't like it.
I hate round limited on it. I like it for one reason. I think the ACO does so much better than the ACL in this respect that they have those skins games. That is, it's not round limited because you can wash a million times. Yeah, like you can, but it is much shorter because you're the first to 7 skins. The game's freaking over. You don't have to go to 21 or anything. The reason why I love that is because it incentivizes riskier play. Right? It makes you take harder and more highlight shots.
Yeah.
So does round limited.
Yep.
Right? It makes you take, and that's the only reason I kind of like it. But don't, because it's not like skins, man. The skins is way better than this round limited crap that they do, where they have 10 rounds and whoever's ahead, and if you're tied, you just keep going until the next person scores. Sudden death. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Round limit, it's just weird. Cornhole was made to play to 21.
Yeah,
and that's right.
Jeremy Bruce Jones saying here, well, after a lot of talking retirements and not playing, I believe they are trying to keep elite players around.
And that could be JBJ, and that is definitely a thought at the forefront of my mind, especially bumping these events up to 100K per event for the signature. If you don't think that's going to keep people around, freaking crazy. That's definitely going to keep some people around anyway.
Right.
It's going to make some people practice harder.
Qualifying and bracket play will take place on the same weekend for each event. I don't know if that's a change. I feel like they're doing that right now. Qualifying and bracket play will take place on the same weekend for each event. I thought they were already doing that. Last season, it was where, if you qualified, you went into, I'm talking about like 2 weeks later, you played on ESPN or whatever.
Okay.
Qualifying and bracket play. I don't know anything about that. All right.
Let's get to the next. Yeah. There is one thing I want to talk about with qualifying and bracket play. Just one thing.
Okay.
And it's the gauntlet at the beginning of the year to be able to, get the golden ticket to become a pro.
Yeah.
Just because that just reminded me of it. They don't pay out that tournament?
No. It's like 800 players. You pay, I think, either $80 or $100 to get in, and there's 32 slots or something like that. And yeah, you don't get paid. You get lucky. You actually get your pro card, which then you get to pay for, and
you have to have the elite membership to have the pro, like.
Yeah, you'll have to sign a contract. Oh yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Not paying out for It's I saw that this week, and I did not know that was happening.
Yeah, and I think
That's
last year
crazy.
there was 600, 700 players in that.
Yeah,
At roughly $100 a piece.
60 to 80K, somewhere around there.
And they did it the year before. You know, that's all cash money.
60 to 80K, but they had to rent the building. Okay, so
65.
yeah, exactly, dude. It's wild.
So next, and this is huge for the pro field. A total of 695 players will be offered a pro spot through a mix of state standings and other metrics, which, let's wait. Let me read the numbers. ACL Pro Top 100, ACL Pro 325 players, ACL Women's Pro 90 players, ACL Seniors Pro 90 players, ACL Juniors Pro 90 players. So math here, 180... 270, yeah.
270 plus 325
is no, it's right. 520, 570, 595 plus 100, top 100, 695. So, but what is and other metrics?
No. Hold up. ACL Pro Top 100. They all make it.
Yes.
Okay. ACL Pro Top 325. What is the difference?
Well, it says right here, all pro distinctions other than ACL Top 100 will play a qualifier with other players in their respective distinction Friday morning of each event to make the main pro bracket.
Dude, this is...
Okay. So every tournament you have to qualify to be a pro?
Pro distinctions other than the top 100. So the top 100 are guaranteed, they are locked. If you are in the top 100, you're freaking sitting pretty. It's like not showing up for pool play. You know what I mean? Like it's clean. You know, and I assume that what you're talking about to make the main pro bracket is similar to pool play or what they call rounders, I believe.
Right.
To make that, and you get points based off of that or something like that. That's crazy.
Todd Gammon said, guess I'm going ACL. Sure. Surely I can make top 695.
Todd, I believe in you, brother. You've been throwing great lately, Todd. You really have, dude. And I love
Honestly, I need to get fitted for one of these because I think I can make top 695. Oh, I could identify as a woman, top 90.
Todd, how long till you're a senior?
Todd, actually, I've seen you, unfortunately, in a man thong. You could actually qualify for the women's tour.
Me?
Todd.
Yeah, Todd. And Darren Bell.
Open. What do you... Oh, gosh. Deleted the comment. Okay. So, players who qualify will do so for pro singles and pro doubles. Players who do not qualify will be able to participate in open singles and open doubles. So, are they providing open singles and open doubles at signature events now? Or is this just for opens, and opens have a pro bracket? Because now I'm really confused.
So, wait. Players who qualify will do so for pro singles and pro doubles.
Mm-hmm. So that's what it's saying. So Friday morning you qualify to make the main pro bracket. Players who do not qualify will be able to participate in open singles and open doubles. In which events though? So is this just for signatures?
And there's an open singles? I think this is all for opens.
Yeah, but it opens in the last thing we just read. It says that open standings will return with pros and amateurs playing together.
Yes. I believe that is for the rounders is what they're talking about. And so when you qualify for pro singles or pro doubles, it's like pool play or whatever.
You go to the pro bracket.
You pass the rounders. You're tier 1. You're whatever. I think that's what this is saying. I'm not 100% on this, folks. It's very tough to get through here and see this.
Yeah, because, I'm just wondering, if this says 325 ACL pros, but you have to qualify, does that mean you can be a pro one weekend and you're not a pro the next weekend? Like, what is this? What is ACL Pro 325?
That is what it means. I believe
so
that. So
this is, what would be the word? Ever-changing?
So, okay. Again, my issue with something like this, okay, when you say ACL Pro Top 100 and then ACL Pro 325, I would think that this is top 100 players and then what? The top 325? Because if you draw a circle, the top 100 is within that top 325. So it'd be 325 plus 90 plus 90 plus 90 can only be pro because that top 100 should be in there. I don't know how they're doing this.
Okay. Well, so I think, now that I'm thinking about it, I think the 100 get in, right, which we'll read right here. It says right here, automatically qualify for pro singles and doubles, right? So you have 100 in. So what I'm thinking maybe is that the 325 makes it to where your pro brackets max out is 425 players. So for whoever shows up and goes to qualify, this is the number, right? So if there's 600 players trying to qualify for the pro main bracket, only 325 get in.
Okay.
Does that mean though that if there's only 325 players in your qualifier, that all of them get in? I don't know that, right? I mean, like you said, this is very vague.
It is. Yeah. They need to do a little bit better messaging here because I'm not. I don't think either of us are stupid. We're stupid.
We
with
are.
ACL
I'm an
rules.
idiot, yeah.
Well, I mean, we are stupid with the ACL rules, 100%. But if I can't pick this up and read it and understand it, you got a messaging issue. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
It's a little crazy. You have to be in it, and you have to be that good in it to probably even understand this stuff.
And I think that if you just read this on its face, you don't dig into it like we are right now. But
Yeah.
when you start trying to like understand,
It's
where
tough.
am I? You know what I mean? If I'm not top 100, where am I? And what it looks like it's saying you're on the bubble of pro status 101 to 425, but they want your money. That's funny.
So Ed, we're gonna talk. Ed, we're gonna talk about
because
that.
what I know is what I know of being an ACL pro right now is you have to sign a contract that has you do certain things, right? So if you're a bubble player, does that mean you don't have to sign a contract? Only the top 100 are contracted players?
I don't know. I don't know.
Because I mean, this is very strange. Because now it just looks like you're putting the title on ACL pro players, this 325, to make them feel good, right? It's like, oh, well, you're a pro this weekend.
Look, 695 pros is a lot. I want to know how many people went to the biggest tournament that they had all of 2025 so far. How many? Somebody in the chat, if you can find that info, how many? 1,000? 2,000? How many? Because even if it's 2,000, that means over 25% is going to be pros going to that next year,
like
which is
40%,
wild.
yeah. Well, and this is the thing too. So these 90 players from the Pro Women's Tour, Senior and Junior Tour, so that makes up 270 of these 695 pro players. Are all these players in the contract?
What does everybody, they got to be in the 100%.
Okay, but if you're in the contract, you're not a pro all the time in this 325 thing.
It's a lot of pros. I think that's the conclusion here. Is that
so maybe you can be a
695
pro
players,
but not make the pro main bracket?
Okay,
But then you go play an open, you're still a pro because you paid the money, right?
tell me this. What is the benefit to the ACL to have 600 and we'll just say 700. I hate saying 695. 700 pros.
The ACL?
ACL.
What is the question? Ask the question again, please.
Okay, what is the benefit? Because if they're increasing their pro numbers from, what is it this year,
56,
256,
something like that.
to 700, what is the benefit to them by increasing it that way? There's got to be a sort of benefit to them, right?
To the ACL?
Or else they would never do it. Yes,
Right.
Not the. Why would it be the ACL?
Oh, to the player.
No, to the
I said
actual
L.
ACL.
I said L.
Yes, to the actual ACL. What is the benefit to them to increase it by threefold? We'll say close to threefold.
Well, you keep the dream alive, I think is what I'm thinking, right?
Okay,
People
so
that
it
want
keeps
the
players
title,
enticed because they get one of these that they're
they
going to
get
have
one
to
of
pay.
these. They get to walk around. They get to put it in their Facebook bio. ACL Pro. I'm an ACL. They get to send a lot of messages to a lot of bad companies stating they're an ACL Pro with their PPRs. You get to do that.
Silas,
You get
since you're in here, bro, you're going to have 700 people to sponsor next season.
How many pro golfers make the main event each week on tour?
I have no idea. I don't watch golf, brother.
It's a couple hundred, I think.
Couple hundred.
Yeah, but I mean the amount of people
Golf is
that play
golf is worldwide, and golf is insane compared to cornhole right now.
Yeah,
so a couple hundred. This is 700.
I've spoke about how I think the ACL has continued to try to make this like a golf thing, and it's not a golf thing, right? Because you don't have people going out and playing, spending the money on cornhole. into the sport like you do golf, right? You go to a
Well, yeah.
golf course, you pay $60 to play, you got to get a cart fee, you got to get balls, you got to get all this stuff. That's not happening in cornhole.
Well, we don't have Nike. We got CBC.
Yeah.
You know what I
also
mean?
don't have guests, right? You don't have people coming just to watch. There's no fans in this thing, right? That's not happening, and it's not going to happen. The thing that this is going to be a spectator sport, no. Only the people, dude, there's no...
Okay. I don't know. I mean, I love cornhole so much, and I know you do too. And you and I will watch it for 12 hours on a weekend.
Yeah.
And we love it, but we know that there's not a ton of people with the passion that we have for watching cornhole.
Here's my question. Would you pay $50 to go to an event and watch it in person? Not play, just go watch cornhole.
No.
Right.
Well, okay. There's one event that I would. Yeah. I would. If the events were close, and let's say, I don't know, man. You get to go and you sit and you got your reserved seat, and it's not a massive stadium, and there's like, I don't know, maybe 50 or 100 seats, and I get to see Jamie Graham play against Mark Richard. I mean, something like that. Would you not want to go watch it?
I think it'd have to be a different format than this, because I don't want to show up and watch somebody who got in on the qualifier, had a good qualifier, and then get smoked, right? Because that's going to happen.
It is.
That's going to happen too, because this pro main bracket's going to have, like I said, Silas, this is a question for you. If you know any more, does this mean that the pro main brackets at every pro event has 425 players in it? Is that what's going on here?
Yeah,
I'm very confused.
Yeah, Silas, how many make it to the pro bracket? Or is it just based off of who signs up per tournament? It's tough because that ACL Pro 325, you would think that the top 100 is encompassed in that, but it seems like what they're saying is like there is a top 100, and then after the 100, there's 325 more that are going to make it.
Yeah, and where do those players come from? Like, are they qualifying at Worlds? Are they qualifying through points? And then how long can you hold that status for? I don't know.
Okay, let's read his comments. He said 100 pros guaranteed top bracket, so no pool play, no rounders.
Right.
Is what that sounds like. Yeah. For all others to make it in non-pro and Joe. So everybody else competes with each other. I assume this would be an open, and they can make the pro bracket. And then there's, is that a separate ladder now, though? Because it seems like it's a separate ladder to get to that extra 325 people.
Yeah.
256 still, yeah. 4 times 6. Yeah. Yeah.
That's
for
what he's saying
perfect
for the
bracket and stuff like that.
size.
No,
Yeah,
I understand that. Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah, it's wild. So, okay, one benefit is you keep 695 people around that have a jersey, correct?
Yeah, and our other question that is, do all those players have to sign a contract? Or is it just maybe the top 100 are contracted and everybody else holds a title?
Don't know.
Yeah, that's my other question, because I know that a big thing for the ACL has kind of been to ensure their players stay loyal to the ACL and only play in their tournaments. I don't think it's the worst. I don't agree with it, but I don't think it's a terrible business model, right? I understand doing it, right?
Yeah.
I don't like it as a cornhole fan, but I understand it if I'm, the ACL. I don't want people, and I think this is why this is being changed. They were just going to go to 100, and you're seeing people bow out, talking ACO, talking moving here, I'm quitting, I'm retiring, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, all right, we need to make a change right now.
Look, the doubling the payout is a massive change. A massive, for people that are trying to make a living off playing cornhole. Massive change. And I love it. I love the change. But you got to wonder where the money is coming from. Todd, I believe, said a little bit earlier that 695 pros. Silas, tell me this. Do they all have to have the elite membership?
Right, the $500 or the $1,000. Because I think it's $1,000 for a pro, $500 for elite.
Do they all have to have pro membership? 695 people having that. Because if so, that is where that money is coming from.
Yeah.
And I get it. Yeah. And that is more of a benefit than just trying to keep people around. But that is also a massive, what do you call it? inhibitor. I don't even know what you call it, for somebody to sign a contract and to sit there and be like, well, I'm number 694. Am I going to pay $1,000 and then travel all year to do this? Like that, I
Well,
don't
my
know.
thing is, you're
It's a
talking.
bold strategy, and I like it because it has more payouts. The players are getting,
Mhm.
well, excuse me, the top 10% of people in cornhole are going to make more money. And they're going to be able to, probably not able to quit their jobs yet or anything like that. Maybe they can, though. I mean, it is great for something like that. But, dude, the other 685 people, or 600,
Well,
we'll just say 650 other people.
so I do think there's another portion of the rumor mill, Bill, that like the top 100 are receiving contracts from the ACL, salaried contracts from the ACL, somewhere
Okay.
around $50,000 a player. So
Well,
once again, when you're talking about where the money's coming from, that could be the other place. If you got 50K going to 100 people, right?
there's no way. There's no
500K
way.
right there.
No, it's 5 million. 50K, 100 people.
Yeah, you're right. 10
Yeah.
people would be 500.
Yeah, yeah, it's 5 million, bro. There's no way. There's no way. But to 10 people or 20 people, that may be something that's okay. I don't know. I don't want to speculate on that because that may be a rumor mill if they actually pay, top pros to be able to travel. I have no idea. I think it's great for the sport if the ACL can do that, and I think that money should come from sponsorships from people like Bush's and people like Johnsonville Sauce. You know what I mean? That's where that money should come from for those pros to be able to stay in it and show those freaking highlight games and absolutely kill it. Not 695 other pros.
Silas, I just heard it's 1K when you sign for your pro contract. Like that's what it costs to be a pro. I could be wrong about that. I know the elite ones are $500. That's what
I know that's all I knew is that the
Yeah.
top was the elite and it was 500. I don't know about 1,000. I really have no idea. Silas, yeah, and I'm glad you're in here because
You know a lot more about it than we do.
you know a lot more. Look, we're reading the rules as two idiots sitting here reading the rules that are a little bit smarter than I would say some people anyway. And we sit here and we read the rules and we hope that the rules are self-explanatory, and they're not.
We're just trying to break it down. Yeah, and how do you justify 90 women's players earning a pro status? Or
I don't know.
seniors or juniors?
The only way I could justify that is to go to opens and to go to the signature events and see how many women are playing in these tournaments. If there's 110, that's wild that 90 would make it. If there's 600, 90 sounds like a pretty good number. That's going to make, I don't know. And I think that would be the benchmark on to say if 90 is okay. We know what the ACO has to show up. Some are insane where you have tons of women. I don't think I've ever seen 200 women in a tournament like that though. So
I think I
to
saw
have
somebody say they
90,
haven't even seen 90 really before. Like 90
Right.
is a large number even for an ACL open event.
right.
So-
Again, I agree with you on that. I think that number is a little wild based upon my ignorance, though, and I will call it that because I don't know how many women show up to these. Silas, if you know, please. What's the biggest one that has ever been? How many women have played it? I would love to know it.
Yeah, I don't know either. That's that only have to get to 4 events if national pro. All others can just stay local and state level if they want.
Okay.
Yeah, I get that. I don't know how much I feel is okay with somebody qualifying as a pro just through your state standings, just because, some states are much easier than others, right? And we could be in a state where only 12 people play ACL cornhole, right? And if I win every state tournament and I'm a pro next year, it's just having this many pros waters down, in my opinion, what it means to be a pro in this sport. And then you're taking it all the way down to the state level to qualify, down to the what do I call this? The minority distinctions, right? Can become a pro through their own standings.
We only
I'm
say that
never a
because
fan
there's
of
no
that.
group for us.
I'm never a fan of the you can qualify straight through women's status or senior status or junior status, or if there was an 18 to 50-year-old male only standard, I don't think you should be able to qualify as a pro through that, right? I have always believed there should be open standings.
When when you have women's, seniors, and juniors, and there's no extra category for me, and I can't, I gotta wait till I'm what is it, 55?
Yeah,
I gotta wait till I'm 55 to have a shot at being a pro in a different distinction or different division, whatever you want to call it. I hate that. I hate that. You have women's doubles, juniors doubles, seniors doubles. Where's men's doubles? I'm sorry, dude. It kills me. It kills me. Where's men's ages 54 to 19 doubles?
Yeah.
That's
Silas, you're right. The state comment is why you're having Friday qualifications. And that's kind of, I think before you were in here, we were kind of talking about, so you're a pro, but you have to qualify. And if you don't make the pro main bracket, you go into the open bracket, but you're still a pro. And then our other question on that is, are those players all in contracts just like the top 100? Right. And I don't think that's figured out yet. I think that we both know that that's not not.
And we're gonna learn this as we go, and this is what hopefully we're gonna talk about over the next couple months anyway. I like Melissa's comment here though. She says, "What is your thoughts on the handicap rule, and do you think any league will adopt it?" I don't. I don't think any league's gonna adopt it whatsoever. If they do, I think it's gonna die out very quick. And the reason I think it's going to die out very quick is that there's no incentive for a top pro, or and there's incentive for people like me to play it. You know what I mean? Because I'll show up and beat Caleb Hurt.
You can.
Yeah, but that's why I don't think it'll ever be adopted anymore.
The handicap thing, I think it makes it more fun. The big problem with this, especially at big tournaments, is this division would slow things down massively, right? Because the reason a bracket can run quickly is because
that's a very good point.
Is because there's a lot of games that are kind of blowouts because you have such good players and not as good players, right? If you have a handicap on it and every game is close, it's gonna be a long time, son.
Yeah. I don't think anybody adopts it, or if they do, I don't think it is taken anywhere near as serious as singles or doubles, or women's or juniors or seniors. I don't think it's going to be taken anywhere near as serious. I think it'll be taken about as serious as Friday night quads.
Yeah,
and that's what I think it would be.
Yeah, and maybe if you're able to have a separate division or even a separate league, like. Let's say Monster Cornhole adopted handicaps. Maybe it works for something like that, right? Where you're not paying a bunch of money into it, and there's some standings, and anybody can kind of be up there in those standings. That might be a place you try this handicap situation at. But in competitive cornhole, where it affects any sort of standings or payouts or anything, your top players aren't going to play. Anybody that thinks they're decent enough is not going to play.
My judgment is based off of if I would brag about it or not. And if I was top handicap player in the world, I would not brag about it. And that's why I think it won't. Is it a good idea? Sure. There are some tournaments like the social tournaments and stuff like that people have that have a million different tiers. Maybe they should do a handicap, and it's fun because everybody wants to show up and just have fun.
Maybe charity tournaments, benefit tournaments,
and I like that, and that's cool. But to have a ladder based upon me throwing a 3.2 PPR and getting 7 free points every round, never gonna happen.
No, it's not gonna work. Not gonna work. These are the benefits for the top 100 pros. The top 100 ACL pros will automatically qualify for pro singles and pro doubles. The top 100 pros will be seeds 1 through 100 and pro brackets for all signatures. Entry into pro singles and pro doubles for signatures will be included in pro level membership.
Entry into pro singles and pro double signatures will be included in pro level membership. So let's just say if it is that 1,000 and not a 500, they at least get all their entry fees paid for. At signatures, which is 4 to 6 of those a year, doesn't say anything about opens.
Of them, yeah.
Doesn't say anything about opens, but that's giving back. That is giving back.
At least cool. A few $100.
Yeah. It's very cool.
I like this idea from Silas. We've talked about this a few times. Real talk, once a year, top brass shootout, where top from every league have an event for bragging rights.
I love it. I love the idea. I really do.
Honestly, if we ever had enough steam behind us, we would put something like this together. I don't know what that looks like, because you kind of do want...
Silas, I don't know where you live. Let's do it, man. Let's get this crap together. We'll stream it.
Yeah, we'll get Wally on board and Silas. We'll bring Wally back. We could get something going from the ACO. I'm telling you, people in the ACO, I think, are all for it, right? It seems like the ACL players in general, have never shown interest in this idea. It's always the ACO play, and maybe the ACO guys have more to prove, right? I don't know.
I would like to see top 3 in both.
I'd like to see more than that. I'd like to see 8 to 12.
8 to 12, geez.
Yeah, you got to make it a tournament.
It would need to be a 2-day deal.
You need all the divisions.
Because, and even 8 to 12, maybe a 1-day. I would like a 2-day because we would need doubles. We need, all the women again. Dude, it would be so much fun. I would just like top 3, or 4.
Yeah, anybody can throw whatever bags they want to throw.
The minimum to make a perfect bracket, 8, right? Or is there 4?
That's 4 would be fine.
4.
2, technically.
We'll say 8. We'll say 8. 8. That's clean.
I like 16, but it's either 8, 16, 32, 64. That's how it goes. Yeah. But I'd like to do that. I mean, I love that idea. I don't, like I said, it always seems like the ACL is the ones that don't like to do this kind of stuff.
Well, I mean,
that's my opinion.
Frank hasn't been running, to do it either.
No, I don't. Well, I don't think he is. I don't think this is like something that Frank and Trey or Frank and Stacy are going to sit down and have a conversation about, right? This is something you do third party. Kind of everybody knows what's going on, but it's not like you have to show up or you know what I mean? It's just you make it a thing, but it's not sanctioned by anybody. It's technically an unsanctioned tournament, right?
Would you like to see Caleb and Isaac at their best against Jamie and Tony?
You mean Mark and Tony?
Excuse me, Mark and Tony.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a ton of matchups that I'd love to see that nobody's ever gotten to see.
No, it kills me. It kills me. Once a year, though. Once a year to see that, it would be very cool.
And this is the time to do it. And like I said, and the ACO does Punta Gorda like this weekend, and the ACL does Spencer McKenzie's, and that's kind of what happens right now. But if you could put together something small, but like I said, you have to have the investment to get these top players out here, right? Like that's the thing, because you got to put a purse on it, and you got to make it worth it. It's got to be streamed. It's got to have some hype behind it, and you probably won't get like the top 8 from each one. But if you can move down the ladder and stay pretty close to the top, it could be a significant event every year, and that's something where you might be able, if you put it in the right location, charge people door fees, right? And
it would honestly have to be right around where we live. It would, because it's not central, but it's pretty freaking close. Like Tennessee is close. ACL doesn't go to California. ACO does go to California, but not crazy often like they do right around us. People live, Florida. This is kind of a central location to be able to do something like that. Anyway,
yeah,
I don't know. I would love it. I
don't think that it would infringe on an ACL contract. You can't promote it as ACL versus ACL. Yeah, it's just you can throw whatever bags you want. You could wear this jersey. You could wear a T-shirt. You could wear a tank top. I don't give a crap.
We'd make our own merch just for the damn tournament. How about that? We'll call it the ABCC.
Yeah. Whatever we want.
The American Backyard Cornhole Championship.
Yeah, call it backyard.
Dude, the ABCC.
But like I said, because you could make it a whole weekend where, like, yes, the culminating event is probably your 16-player bracket of singles, right, and your 16-team bracket of doubles, and or 8 teams, whatever, right? Same players, 8 teams, whatever we want to do. And then you have your blind draws on either side of it, right? You have probably do a pro-am, where those pros match up with amateurs of some sort. So right? You can make
what you're talking about is 5 years down the road. The first year, and Silas says, need the top guys for it to matter. Yeah. I promise you, if the top guy, let's say the top guys in the ACO show up and not the top guys in the ACL show up, and the ACO wins. Let's just say that they whoop ass, they won every event. We'll just say that. The next year, if you don't think the top ACL guys are going to show up, you're freaking crazy. It will take a year or two for something like that to happen, but it will happen if
Okay,
It
perfect,
will because
perfect,
of pride.
perfect
It will.
example
Okay.
for this, and a self plug
Oh.
is no, not for me. Is
Okay, I thought you were
is-
going to talk
no,
about the
no.
time you beat the Hurts.
Is the best of the bags tournament. CBC was able to skate by big ACL companies until it mattered most
Yeah.
to the ACL, which is what you're talking about. This takes a couple years, right? And that's kind of how we
It
work.
does.
We took
It
out
does.
one ACL company and then another one, and then you could start to see the tide start to be like, dude, why are these why is this ACL company still in this dang thing? We're the ACL. And by the time we got to Brotherhood, it was like, we cannot let these guys win. And we were okay with that. We were super stoked with where we were.
Yeah.
But it became an effect where, like you said, pride took over and everybody showed up to support their respective organization.
It would be a big deal, Silas. I would be on board setting something up like that. Having a hand in it, having a part in it. But it's possible. The stuff is literally possible. Everybody's a phone call away. It's not that big of a deal to try to set it up. And if we don't get the top of the top the first year, it doesn't matter. It's still, we can't promote it like that, but it's still ACO versus ACL. And even if we didn't promote it like that, we would secretly.
The bracket would be set up like that. It's a
Yeah.
hand.
It would be so good. It would be so good.
Yeah, there's a way to do it. And if you just need investors kind of off the rip, right? Because you need investors or sponsors, right? For one, the payout. But I think secondarily, to get the top players, you just pay their way there. Whatever the flights are going to cost and the hotels, right? For the 16, whatever it is, right? 16 players and 8 teams, or 16 players and 16 teams. Just get them full expenses paid plus the purse. That's how you get them there.
That's a lot.
But that's how you do it. Right? I mean, if you have the right
people
sponsors.
travel across the country without full expenses paid.
Well, we won't tell them that. The people that don't want to come, we'll do side deals with them. The people that are willing to spend their own money, you guys are clean.
If the ACL really believes that they are top dogs and they are the best at anything, right? Just the purse, they will get there. I promise you.
And then the title, whatever we decide to call it.
Yeah. Invitational.
We're calling it something.
It's got to be an invitational.
It's got to be the best of the best tournament, right? That's what you got to call it? The best of the best?
Yep.
You just call it the best of the best.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. That's a great movie, by the way.
We're going to make this happen. Obviously not this off season. If we can work it next off season with the right people, with the right players, could happen.
It would be, I would love
with
to
at least one after party blind draw.
Yeah. After party blind draw, I'm definitely in that thing. Silas, you're not allowed in that thing. Okay,
I said we need TCL there also. I mean, like I said, we could reach out. We could reach out to them. I don't care. Like, I mean, if we want to reach out to TCL.
My issue with that is that ACL is allowed to play TCL, but not ACO. So
there's some animals.
You have people that maybe didn't make it for the ACL, but for the TCL, they have another opportunity to be able to make it.
Right.
Anyway, let's. Okay, are we done with the rules? Are we done?
Yeah, I think we're good. It finishes here. Additional details and the full schedule will be announced at ACL Worlds. So, which I don't know how you put stuff out without additional details. It's so strange. it's just, let's get the ducks in a row.
Get the bullet points out there, and we'll move on.
Let the people make as many assumptions. Actually, I think this is a great. This is like the ACL throwing out their bobber, right? It's like, okay, let's get the bites. Let's see what they say, and we can kind of move some stuff around in the next month or so.
Yeah.
Because it seems like the ACL will change their rules according to the most Facebook comment likes. I mean, that's how it seems lately.
Hey, wait, is the step over rule allowed again? I heard something about it. Is that true or no?
Jordan Lang, I don't know. I didn't see that. Jordan Langworthy, the ACL's taking 695 pros next year.
Best 700 pros, give or take.
I hope you can make it.
Yeah, I hope you.
I'll be at the qualifier.
I might be there too.
Oh man, but I guess 270 of them are women, seniors, and juniors, so that really limits us.
It does.
We're down to.
We're in the worst category.
We're down to only 425 pros.
Yeah, males between the ages of 19 and 54 are screwed right now.
Yeah, Jordan. Yes, really. 100 top pros, and then 325 whatever pros. We don't know what to call them yet. They're just basic pros And then 90 women's pros, 90 seniors pros, and 90 juniors pros. So
I like the juniors thing. Juniors are the future of this game. And when I say future, they are the best.
yeah, but they
of
also
this game.
ruin the future of this game because if you want to bet on it online, they ruin that, and it's
Yeah,
bad.
they do.
It's bad.
Yeah, they knock out people that you did bet on, and then you're not
Right, the
allowed
guy
to
who
bet
took
on
like fourth or fifth could end up being the person that wins on DraftKings because the first four were juniors. That's a problem.
Makes it fun though. If you can draw out the bracket, Kelsey, you can make money on betting on it.
You could. People do make money like that. I mean, just pick an adult, that's going to do well and make a deep run.
Yeah.
You'd be all right. It's okay if they lose to a kid, The kids don't matter. Not on
Kids
DraftKings.
Okay.
Not on DraftKings. They don't exist on DraftKings.
All right, folks.
All right,
Let's get
that's
the
it
heck
for
out.
this week.
That was
Next
fun.
week-
That was a good time.
Yeah, that was good. There's a lot to break down with the new rules. I like that the ACL is trying to do new things. I always appreciate people doing new things in the sport because I think everybody can agree we are somewhat in a plateau, I will call it, of cornhole. We're not seeing a big
That's
rise in players. I don't think it's really going down. I think people are like, oh, our numbers are down locally. It's like they're down locally because there's so many tournaments that the people are just spread out. They're playing more locally to themselves. They're not traveling as much, which is kind of hamstringing the sport in a way you're not seeing the big numbers at tournaments.
Well, yeah.
Because
Yeah.
you can choose. I mean, this weekend, I think there's 4 tournaments within 3 hours of us. 4, 6, 8 tournaments,
Awesome tournaments too.
Right.
And the one, tomorrow night and the next night, there's a lot of people. There's a lot of people going to both of those,
Yep.
which is cool. And I love it. I love it. But what you're talking about, the bigger tournaments, having tons of people go, again, I want to see the largest ACL tournament that has ever happened and how many women signed up.
I think it'd be Myrtle Beach last year, maybe. I'm not sure.
Oh,
But
I don't know.
I'll look into it.
If it's 110, it's wild to have 90 as a pro. If it's 200, I mean, you're on the edge there.
That's
You're on the edge. bro.
45%.
Yeah,
on
you're,
pros.
you're on the edge for that. So, I'd be skeptical to say 110.
Hey, thank you guys for tuning in today. CBC Down and Back podcast. Faith, family, 4 baggers.
Out.